First up, from the year of 1960, we have the granddaddy of all horror films, Psycho. A movie that is not just a film, but an experience that transcends the confines of its genre to become a cultural milestone. This cinematic treasure has been directed by the virtuoso, the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock, the man who not only shaped the language of cinema, but also the way we perceive fear and suspense. Psycho was not just another spooky tale Hitchcock spun, it was a sharp deviation from the traditional horror of its time. It was a new breed of terror where the monsters were not under your bed, but in your head. The film holds an influential place in the annals of cinema for its narrative structure, thematic complexity, and pioneering use of music and sound. One of the most significant aspects of Psycho is the iconic shower scene, which has been etched into the collective memory of cinephiles worldwide. This scene, fraught with tension and shot with precision, is a masterclass in suspenseful storytelling. The strategic use of camera angles, sharp editing, and a chilling score leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. Speaking of the chilling score, it was an integral part of the film. Its staccato strings have become synonymous with suspense and have been used and referenced in countless films since. It heightened the tension, kept the viewers gripped, and added depth to the movie. Ultimately, Psycho left an indelible mark on the horror genre and continues to inspire filmmakers and audiences alike. A film that redefined the genre with its iconic shower scene and chilling score. Next, we journey to the year of 1973, where the devil himself takes center stage in The Exorcist. A masterclass of horror cinema, the film paints a horrifying portrait of demonic possession that has left audiences petrified for decades. Upon its release, it was nothing short of a cultural phenomenon. Across the globe, it sent shivers down the spine of viewers, redefining what it meant for a film to be truly unsettling. This wasn't your typical fright fest. The Exorcist delved deep into the psyche, manipulating the fear of the unknown and the unknowable. Its disturbing visuals, defying the boundaries of mainstream cinema of its time, were only the beginning. The film was also accompanied by a profound sense of dread, lurking around every scene, every dialogue, every glance. This wasn't just about jump scares, but a carefully crafted atmosphere of terror that kept audiences on the edge, making them question their very beliefs. The film's cultural impact was immense, pushing the boundaries of the horror genre and proving that films could tap into our deepest fears in ways previously unimagined. Even today, after almost 5 decades, The Exorcist continues to influence countless horror films and filmmakers. It has not only stood the test of time, but has also set a standard so high that few have managed to reach it since. Known for its disturbing visuals and profound sense of dread, this film still stands as a benchmark for all things terrifying. Fast forward to 1974, we find ourselves face to face with The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a film not for the faint-hearted. It splashes onto the scene, engulfed in a tone of grim and desolate realism that leaves you questioning your own sanity. From the eerie opening credits, the audience is hurled into a world that is unfamiliar, yet eerily similar to their own. The horror isn't just about the blood and gore, it's about the nihilistic despair that permeates through each scene, each character, each dialogue. It's about the grim reality of isolation, not just physically but mentally as well, and the terror that it can breed. It's about the human condition when pushed to its brink, when left alone to fend for itself. It explores the depths of evil that humanity can descend to when pushed out of their comfort zones. The film peels back the layers of fear, slowly, agonizingly, until you're left raw and exposed, shivering in your seat, consumed by the chilling atmosphere it paints. You feel the despair, the terror, the isolation, and you can't help but question your own morality, your own capacity for evil. The film doesn't aim to scare you with jump scares or cheap thrills. No, it aims to horrify you with its brutal examination of the human spirit, the darkness that lurks beneath, waiting to erupt in the face of adversity. It forces you to contemplate, to question, to fear what we, as humans, are truly capable of when pushed to our limits. It introduces us to the horrors of isolation and the monstrous human capacity for evil. In the year of 1978, Halloween night took on a new chilling dimension with the release of Halloween. This was no ordinary horror movie. It was a cinematic phenomenon that plunged viewers into an abyss of terror. The brainchild of director John Carpenter, Halloween brought a new level of suspense and fear to the silver screen, forever altering the landscape of horror cinema. The protagonist of this chilling narrative, Michael Myers, wasn't your typical movie monster. Instead, this menacing figure was a relentless force of terror, a character so deeply disturbing that he would sear himself into the collective psyche of audiences around the world. Driven by an inexplicable, malevolent urge to kill, Myers embodied pure, unadulterated evil. His eerie, emotionless mask and towering physique became the embodiment of our deepest, darkest fears. Over the years, this masterpiece has maintained its power to send shivers down the spines of its viewers, weathering the test of time and firmly establishing itself as a staple in the horror genre. Its influence can be seen in countless other movies that have followed in its footsteps. It's a testament to the skill and creativity of John Carpenter and his team, who managed to create a bone-chilling narrative that continues to terrify us no matter how many times we've seen it. Indeed, this John Carpenter classic, with its relentless villain Michael Myers, has been giving audiences goosebumps for decades. We close the 70s with Alien in 1979, a film that took the audience captive, introducing them to a world of science fiction that they had never experienced before. This was not just any film. This was Alien, a film that would redefine the way we perceive horror and suspense. The cinematography was groundbreaking, the set designs otherworldly, a blend of haunting visuals and creeping dread that left us reeling with every scene. But it was not just about the visuals. Indeed, the narrative was equally gripping. The storyline was a terrifying fusion of science fiction and horror, where the tension was palpable, and every scene was a fight for survival. Capturing the essence of suspense, Alien introduced us to the unthinkable, the fear of the unknown. This wasn't just body horror, but a nuanced exploration of psychological terror. It touched on primal fears, keeping us on edge, our hearts pounding. Sense of isolation, of despair, a chilling testament to the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream." The characters were well drawn, their plight realistic, and their terror palpable. The alien creature was a monstrous revelation, a horrifying embodiment of our deepest fears. The terror was not just about the alien predator, but also about the isolation and vulnerability of being in space. The suspense was masterfully built, each rising action bringing us closer to the climax. And then, there was the iconic scene. The chestburster scene that has since then become a staple of horror cinema remains one of the most shocking and unforgettable moments in film history. It was a masterstroke of horror, a scene that left us gasping for breath, our hearts pounding in our chests. Alien was not just a film, it was an experience, a journey into the depths of fear and suspense. Its blend of suspense and body horror has left an indelible mark on the genre. In 1980, Stanley Kubrick gave us The Shining. This psychological horror set in an isolated hotel is a masterstroke of suspense and terror. Next, we move to 1996 with Scream. This movie, while poking fun at the genre's cliches, manages to deliver genuine scares and a killer twist. In the new millennium, The Ring in 2002 brought Japanese horror to the mainstream. The eerie atmosphere and bone-chilling visuals make this film a memorable entry in the horror genre. In 2004, we encountered the gruesome world of Saw. This film gave birth to the torture porn subgenre, and its intricate death traps still haunt viewers today. Finally, we arrive at Get Out in 2017. Jordan Peele's directorial debut skillfully blends social commentary with horror, creating a movie that's as thought-provoking as it is terrifying. Though these films have claimed the top spots, honorable mentions go to A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Blair Witch Project, and Paranormal Activity. Each of these movies, in their own unique way, have contributed to the evolution of the horror genre. So there you have it, the top 10 scariest movies of all time. Each one a testament to the power of cinema to tap into our deepest fears and make our hearts pound in our chests. Remember, sometimes the real terror is not on the screen but in our minds. Until next time, keep those lights on and the blankets close.